Hi lovelies, welcome to Managing My Money with Rosa. Today we are going to stuff $850 into my cash envelopes, my sinking funds, my savings challenges, and just all the places that our money needs to go. If you're new here, my name is Rosa. My channel is all about my personal budgeting journey. It is about cash envelopes, sinking funds, savings challenges, how we stash our money, where we stash our money, why we stash our money. It is also a little bit about our investing journey. If any of that is of interest to you and you have not already, I'd really appreciate if you take a second, hit subscribe down below. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and spending a little bit more of your time with me. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. And everyone, please take a second, smash that thumbs up button for me. All right, so when we budgeted out my check this time, like yay, this was a magic month for us. We totally rearranged how and where this money goes. There are going to be a handful of things that we are going to stuff today that normally do not get any money, or at least not that amount of money. And the first are my groceries. I don't know about where you are, but groceries and just the whole price of everything, we have been spending more than what we should have, but that's because we needed it, not because we were making bad choices. So this check is going to help buffer this empty grocery envelope. So we're actually going to put $480 into here today. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 450, 470, 480. Normally, if this had been a normal check, not my magic month check, I would have put a little bit into a couple of these different, but because we're not, this is the magic month. This month we're not doing that. It all went into groceries this time, plus a whole lot of extra. All right, so let's stick that to the side because we are done with groceries. Let me mark that off over there. Up next, we are going to start working on some of what I call my high priority envelopes. We have a handful of things that are priorities that get money every time I get paid. The first one, we actually are not going to put any money in here. We are trying to calculate and figure out how much we've spent on our trip so that we can rearrange and things can start to go towards my son's senior year. So this isn't going to see any money, and this will actually go away the next time I stuff one of my checks. Emergency is going to get $10. We do that in smalls. Now, emergency, Rosa, you don't have an emergency fund? Yes, actually, I do have an emergency fund. I have my $1,000 emergency fund, and it is fully funded. It lives in a high interest, high yield savings account so that it can grow for us. I've come to realize that sometimes there are mini emergencies that come along the way, and it's nice to know that I can come raid something for a mini emergency that doesn't constitute breaking into our $1,000. So let's count up to 25, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And this 5 is for something else. We'll come back to it in a minute. Family birthdays. We do $100 birthdays around here. We have basically cleaned this out. We have a March, April, May, and June. So $400 needs to go back out the door in quite a hurry. So it's nice to know that I have actually slowly saved for it over the year. So we're going to add $25 this time. And that 100 just tells me, because it's plastic, I know that it is in the bank working for me. I said 25, so that'll bring us up to 125 in here. But our next birthday isn't until August, so I know that we'll have plenty of time to continue to build and grow this for. Yay, love it. All right, up next is car maintenance. Again, another priority. This takes care of oil changes, tires, car wash, just whatever it is that we need for the car. So it's nice to know we have that. We're adding 10, which will bring us up to 130. My honey's going to need to do another oil change after the trip, and he does them himself, so they're a little expensive. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 25, 30. Matches. Yay! Medical is also going to get a 20. Now, I've recently cleaned this out. What did we need? We got... my brain can't even think all of a sudden, but we've gotten a couple of things lately and we needed to rate it, so we're down to $0. All All right, so I said we're gonna add 20, which will put $20 in here. So it's nice to know that we have money coming back in here. This helps pay for things that I don't use my HSA for, or when my HSA runs out, because that's going to happen really soon, we'll be able to pull money from here. And last but not least, what's a priority? Ours is tag renewal. We actually just got tags in May. We won't need tags for the next 2 years. So, and there's $103 in here. We're not going to put anything in here today though. All right. And then this 5, yep, we'll come back and go ahead and do these. So I have 2 savings challenge envelopes. This $5 goes towards my nickel challenge. My nickel challenge is for my long-term emergency fund. The goal is to save about $4,000. So slowly building up that $4,000. So I'm going to put 5 here, and that's from my emergency because I split that between the 2. Part of it is short-term spend now. The other part of it is save, so we can build up that 3 to 6 month emergency fund. And then I also now have a budget line for my 3 to 6 emergency fund. So we're actually going to get to put in another 15. Yay! So it looks like we're doing good. What, 10, 15, 20, $25 is what's going to go in there? Love it. Yay. All right. And then I have a yearly challenge. This challenge is what we are saving for Christmas. We're doing Save 2025 and 2025. We're going to put $60 in here, 246. And then all my other index cards that are hiding in here, we're not doing these challenges, but I'm too cheap to get rid of them. So they'll just live in my savings challenge envelope for right now. All right. Up next is my 1 month ahead savings challenge. All right, what are we going to put in here? We're going to put $50 into here, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 50. So doing great there. Yay. Again, this check, kind of got rearranged and rebudgeted a little differently so that I had extra money to put towards my 1 month ahead challenge. Normally the budget line is $15, and then if I have extra from something else, then I'll buffer and put some extra in here. But this month, because it was my magic paycheck for May, that's why it's being stuffed the way it is. All right, so there's that one. We are quickly running out of money, but we do still have some left over here. All right, let's see. We'll go do my child's real quick. So the first thing we're going to do is put $5 to the side for his first car. All right, and that's all that's going to happen in here. And then we come into his binder. So this is all about my child. So let's mark off his car. We're going to jump back to his senior year. We're going to put our $5 in here. There's a little bit in here already. Let's drop in my 5. All right, so let's check that off, senior year. And then we have $70, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. That's going to come into different areas for him. So I think I've decided back to school clothes is going to really get a lot. We finished up school. We'll need to go back again in August. So this will be a way to help me have some extra money for him. So we're going to put $50 in here, which will bring us up to 90, 50, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. And then the other 20 is going to just kind of get sorted here and there between other things. What I said, we're going to put 5 into dances and prom. Let's see, plus what, 5 I said, that'll bring us up to 60, 50, 55, 60. Up next, we're going to put $5 into orienteering, which will bring us up to $7. He had a meet not too long ago, and we spent basically everything that was in here. And then $5 into dry cleaning and polish, which will bring us up to 33. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33. And then let's see, we're stopping with lunch account because that's at 200 right now. Back to school clothes, class rate, driver's license, driver's ed, picture day, school supplies only has 35. So we'll put 5 more into here. 35, yep, 35. So we'll put 5 more into here, which will bring me up to 40. Hopefully we'll get this up to 50 and then we will just let it sit. Oh, and there's another 5. Well, looky there. I think we'll just go ahead and put 10 in. So let's change that. 45. Score. 20. Hold on, it said there was 35 plus 10 is 45. 20, 30, 35, 40. Maybe I couldn't add last time. Who knows? Or maybe who knows? I think I might have put it on top of it. Okay, that's okay. 5. We're back to 40. That's all right. All right. And then that's everything for his binder. And then last but not least, I have this lonely little $100 bill over here. Now I have been taking and divvying up my check into a whole lot. So we have way too many, way too many sinking funds that we tried to save a little bit for here and a little bit there. That's a ton of sinking funds. This month though, we actually we went to Home Depot a couple weeks ago. I need to pay the credit card. So basically it was a whole bunch of miscellaneous things that we got from Home Depot that don't have a category envelope. So in order to be able to pay the credit card, I needed to set money to the side for it. So as soon as I can find my miscellaneous envelope, this whole 100 is going to come in here so that I can pay the credit card, because we don't want to pay the credit card any interest. So we've got to budget after we've already spent it, unfortunately. So we'll stick that there, and I'm all out of money. That is my $850. If you have any questions or just want to say, hey, I'd love if you drop it below, and I hope you have a great day. Bye, guys.